different than
So
impact and divots, right?
Scotty Scheffler he's talking to Tiger. Tiger just hit a bunch of iron shots, really didn't take any divots. Okay, I've gone through episodes of my life where I haven't really taken any divots. And like I've looked at it like maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I was playing really good golf.
Yeah.
Harry Vardon was apparently a non-divot taker. Tom Watson was a really non-divot taker. So let me explain the motions of this and why that could be. And why Tiger, when Scotty said, Tiger, you're not taking any divots, he goes, yeah, when I'm really flush and I don't take much of a divot. Because what's happening is, this club's on its way down. Okay, I've got this piece of pool noodle to kind of get the club traveling a bit more in the runway, a little bit more, less thwappy, to where it's a little out and you kind of clank it, right, and it's a response this way, okay? So here is the mechanics of why somebody could hit a great shot without being much of a divot taker. So as I'm working down into impact, I'm also working up away from the ground. So I can produce basically what's called a pretty good flat spot here. See how there's one element going up, one element going down?
Right.
There's a lot of shaft lean, but then what happens is I create a very level spot to touch a ball with a ton of shaft lean, right, with appropriate ups and appropriate downs, kind of nets out to be very, not much of an angle of attack.
Right.
And 1 minute on the clock, by the way, is 6 degrees.
Right.
Okay, so there's not a good iron striker is only hitting down 4 or 5 degrees anyway.
Right.
Okay, so as I engage this golf ball hitting this shot, I can feel like I am traveling very flat through here because I have some ups, I have some downs, I have some laterals. The net of that is I shouldn't be really engaging this mat very much. I only set the mat up so I didn't have to move everything around for you, right? So as I clip one of these, now tell me if this goes high. I'm going to try to hit a solid shot without really kind of hammering the mat. So I got more of the mat than I wanted to. Now really crispy shot. I didn't even want the mat that engaged, so that would have been like a common looking divot.
Right.
Okay. Let's hit another one. Did I touch the noodle? Of course not.
No.
Okay. So you're building your good hands. You're swinging not into the noodle, it's under. And we're trying to be conscious of not touching, certainly behind the ball. So there's a pretty, is that ball going really high? No, it's got a lot of forward momentum on it because I got this, situation where this is fleeing downward. This is going upward. The net of it is kind of a flat spot, right? So it's like if I take that and go to the grass, it's like I'm hitting one off a linoleum or a cart path, and I really don't mind hitting it off a cart path. I've hit a lot of actually really good shots off a cart path because I know that I kind of have to zero out my swing bottom. So there's just this little evidence of a wee baby divot there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not a big old pork chop, right?
Yeah.
Mo Norman said bacon strips, not pork chops. So when he was referring to that, he's, how this downward piece gets offset with this upward, gets offset.
Right.
But then if it's steep, we're always going to have some responsive, or we just keep thundering down, we take a pork chop.
Right.
Make sense?
Yeah.
So that's the answer. So come on in here for a sec. Let's see you do that. See if we can, maybe a little higher. Yeah, that's here. That's the,
A little higher?
you get the other end here. I got that. Just leave that. Give me a rehearsal swing back there, please. You haven't hit a ball in a few minutes. Rehearse. Good. One more. Really nice. Okay. Let's go ahead and clip one. Okay. So there was a little bit of a touch in the noodle there. It's okay. But how was your finish? Terrible. Because you were too involved with hitting a shot that you didn't hit your finishing form, right?
Yeah.
So come on, man. You know what your job is.
Yeah.
See yourself begin with the end in mind. Crisply go to this finishing form.
Okay.
Then you can refer back, okay? Rehearse one for me. Club off the ground. Okay, good. Take a look where you're going. Really nice. Excellent.